I step in the ring, it's NXT time. D-Walk on the mic, gonna blow your mind. We bring the energy, the crowds go wild. We stay on top, we never back down. We break the boundaries, push the limits. NXT wrestling, we the epitome of brilliance. From the mat to the mic, we bring the fire. D-Walk's the name, I'm the rhyme supplier.
In a squared circle, we wrestle with passion, heart and dedication. That's our ultimate fashion. The rise to the top, we dominate the game. NXT superstars, we won't be the same.
In the squared circle, we wrestle with passion, heart and dedication. That's our ultimate fashion. We rise to the top, we dominate the game. NXT superstars, we won't be the same.
Yes, y'all. What's going on? What's happening? What y'all doing on this beautiful Wednesday? This your boy, Mr. Flint A10, D-Wall. We talk about NXT. I got guests. I got Mr. Invisible Man, Mrs. Invisible Woman, and then I got my partner, Mr. Joe BNCO, whenever he pop up, whatever, on some bullshit, whatever like that. Let's talk about it.
Before we continue, we have to give 2 shout-outs. Happy birthday to Kane the Destroyer. Love you wherever you are, having fun, drinking, smoking, and loving.
Shout out, look.
Shout out to that. Shout out to Red Stripe. Shout out to also Joe BNCO's child. I'm not going to say what gender because I have respect for Joe BNCO. Happy birthday.
My niece.
Your niece.
She.
She said it. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy. Love life as life has loved you. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right, let's continue. How was your week, Mr. D-Walk?
Hey, it was dope. I can't complain. I woke up. I got a chance to bullshit, fuck up some shit, do some shit. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, that's good. Miss Invisible Woman, how was your week this week?
Hello. My week was all right. You know, busy as usual. Mixed mood, Philly weather, but I am very excited to hear about all this Philly talk on NXT this week. That was exciting. So,
of course. Take it away, Mr. D-Walk.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this: NXT was interesting this week. It wasn't spectacular like it was the last couple of weeks, but it's pretty interesting. It gave some details on how everything go and what's about to happen.
Okay.
What's y'all think?
Go on, sir.
What, how do y'all feel? Like, I want to get y'all opinion before we get down in the nitty gritty about NXT.
They're really ramping up NXT to be a multi event of different brands, new brands and young, and old brands and young brands, because we're going to the 2300 Avenue in Philly where my girlfriend hangs out and lives, and we're gonna have TNA, we're gonna have ECW, we're gonna have WWE, we're gonna have NXT. We probably will have freaking MLW or someone random out of nowhere, because WWE is trying their fucking best.
Yeah,
my language, but trying their fucking best to just get ratings up for NXT. When all they have to do is do competent storylines and great wrestling, like they did in 2016 and 2018 and 2020. Kind of skipped 4 years.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's all I'm gonna say about that. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I love wrestling. My thing is, that's the next thing I want to do. I want to get some shirts that said "Make PWF Great Again."
Yeah. We'll make it. Well, it's like that. If 3 people watching, go on, Cara.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but before we continue, also hit those comment, subscribe, leave your comments down below. Hit those likes so more people can find us, so we can talk more people about wrestling. That's all I want to say about that.
Yeah.
Go on, Cara.
No, I was just agreeing with the T-shirt idea. I think it's funny.
Thank you. I got the
And once I get them made, I'm gonna send them to everybody.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Mhm.
I got the play-by-play right here. First match: Tatum Paxley versus Wendy Chu in a coffin match, first ever of its kind in NXT, not in history. Before I continue, I will say entrance was Wendy Chu came out with her own little like small 10-year-old bed, and Tatum Paxley came out with the most biggest coffin that was probably made for Vader. I don't know, I don't know how the hell that came out of nowhere. But honestly,
People, obviously. Ha ha ha.
thank you for that. I appreciate that. Oh, I love her for that. She always gets me.
Oh,
Wendy dressed up like the Nightmare Before Christmas. Tatum Paxley, and I have to say this, you showed your butt and your underwear more times than Wendy showed her face. Because she always did that move where her legs went all the way to the back of her head. Just showed her butt. I'm just putting it out there.
that's a good thing to see.
Again, that's what we have a female audience. She's not objecting to it, so it works for me. Like first attempt into the coffin. First attempt, Tatum Paxley gets into the coffin. Wendy tries to close the coffin. Tatum uses the pillow. They go back inside the ring. Wendy hits her with the pillow. Tatum kind of like spins around. Then I'm like, okay, what's in the pillow this week? We find out it's just it's a whole bunch of freaking Legos. From those Legos, counter wrestling it, that Tatum Paxley does a backdrop, falls on the damn Legos. That freaking sucks. Another time they got into the coffin.
Well, let's not forget the lead up to her falling on the Legos and the back and forth of who's gonna fall on the Legos.
Yep, that's what we call counter wrestling, and I love it for that. We got 2 comments coming up right now. I will leave it right now before we continue. Thank you, Brad 2024. Hi.
Yo,
Hello, Brad. Thank you for watching.
Hello.
hey, it feel good to get positive feedback this time, though, ain't it?
Yeah, excellent. Now, other highlights of that match. Tatum Paxley put a trash can on top of on Wendy Chu and hit her with some brooms. Also, Tatum Paxley tried to do the crossbody into the corner. Once it was a success, twice it was a failure because she crossbody into the trash can. That was just deadly. Then Wendy Chu put a trash can on her and did a double drop kick into the corner. They did it again. They put it on her head and did another kicks anyway. After that, everything happening, they were on top of the coffin. Okay, we're leading up to the end. They were on top of the coffin, and Wendy and Tatum are just fighting and fighting and fighting. Out of nowhere, Tatum gets a fire extinguisher, hits her with the fire extinguisher. She lands on the bed. Rock-a-bye, baby, as Booker says, and the other people say it. Shout out to New Jack City. Then Tatum gets her up, puts her in the coffin, closes it for the win. That was a match. That match lasted relatively 10 minutes.
Well, you forgot the part where Wendy almost had Tatum in the coffin and then like elbow slammed her and both of them into the coffin and the lid closed, but it didn't count because they were both in the coffin.
Thank you for that. I actually wrote that down. That is a weird rule that NXT had to learn on the fly. Because again, if both people are in the coffin, then it should be a draw.
Yeah, it should be a draw.
It should be a draw. But since it's a coffin match where one person's supposed to be in the coffin and there's only supposed to be one winner on the fly, you're like, oh shit, we can't. And you're right. Thank you for that one. You can't ring the bell. But yes, they both popped out of the coffin. Wendy Chu did a nice little like zombie get up. And then Tatum got up and did the smile as well, saying like, oh, this is fucking fun for me. And also, but in the end, Tatum won the feud against Wendy, which I hope this is over and done with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, other highlight, which I forgot to say. During commercial, they were showing some things I couldn't see as well, but when they came back from commercial, there was a dollhouse in the corner. When like Tatum tried to throw Wendy into the dollhouse, didn't work. Wendy tried to throw her into the dollhouse, didn't work. Wendy did a nice little over the body suplex into the dollhouse, which I love this detail. did it. She hit the dollhouse. Dollhouse exploded, but then the dollhouse landed on her, on Tatum, and covered her up completely since she's so damn small. So I was like, oh shit, she's gone forever. And we also have another person, Joe BNCO. Hello, sir.
Speaking of the devil.
How y'all doing?
So
Good.
so happy birthday to your daughter as well. We said that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course,
Yeah.
always. Everybody is.
Hi.
Talking about the casket match.
Yeah.
Tell us your thoughts and the highlights, if you remember.
Well, I mean, first ever women's casket match, so that's a big plus.
That is true.
Haven't had a casket match in 2 years.
Yeah.
It could have been more. I felt like they didn't utilize the casket enough.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a hardcore match with a casket outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the ending was very sloppy.
Oh, because
Why
of
do
the go on, Carl.
No, you go ahead.
Because of the fire extinguisher.
No, just how she put her through the bed, how like she moved out of the way, and like how Wendy like kind of fell off through the bed, and then she just picked her up and just dumped her in.
Yeah.
Like there was just no pizzazz, no nothing.
It's all the time in wrestling where like I remember a show like that one time where it's like every single show just had an anticlimactic ending. It just felt like, it felt like there was supposed to be more. It's like, oh, that was it. Like there's another match later on tonight that I kind of.
But to me, I feel like in the casket match, it was like too light. It was like how you say it was too. It was like a too kiddish to me. It was the match was too kiddish.
Yeah.
How would
Sorry, my apologies.
Oh, you good? You good? Go ahead, Cardola.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say like I think it was just meant to be like a little kitschy Halloween match. Like that seemed like the vibe.
Yeah,
kitschy, but it was kiddish to me though. Like
it should have been. It should have been like a hardcore. Like it should have been a casket match. It should have been a dollhouse match. It should have been a hardcore kitty match. Like Joe's right. The casket was only used 3 times in 3 spots, and that's it. Everything else, the Legos, the dollhouse, they used more trash cans than the casket.
they could have at least used casket related items like an urn, or they could have used a shovel. They could have you could have had someone pull out a bag of dirt and like throw it in the other one's eyes.
Yeah. All we had was a pillow full of Legos. That's it.
And I felt like that match should have been saved for last because it was a specialty match.
Yeah.
I felt like that should have been like the last match, especially it was the first ever women's casket match. It's something special. That should have main evented the show. And I'm not saying that it was, you know how I am about women's wrestling. Sometimes it's hit and miss.
Mm-hmm.
But being that was the first ever women's casket match, and they were hyping it up as such.
Yep.
And they were hyping it up as there hasn't been a casket match in 2 years, and like they hyped it up so much that it should have been the main event.
You know what? In this essence, well, you know what? Yeah, because the tag team match in the main event at the end was a good main event. We'll talk about that later. But this was a. And shout out to my friend Pooh Bear for this, wherever you are in heaven or wherever. This was an apple inside of an orange bag type of match. Like this was a match meant for hardcore, meant for something specialty, but not meant for a casket match. And they only had a week. They only had a week to promote this, which is kind of a shame. You could have done this for 2 weeks. Talked about like you're in the demons and everything. By the way, where the fuck is Tatum's friend? Where the fuck did she go?
Lyra Valkyria?
She's been gone for 2 weeks.
I ain't seen her on any TV. Maybe she got fired.
And that could be another storyline for the future. Tatum's like, I was in a box for a whole week. Why didn't you look for me? Oh, that's what I think. That's where we got another comment before we continue on. Hey, here we go. What up, dude? Kiki5?
Yo, what up, though, Kiki? Thank you for showing your presence and everything. I appreciate it.
Please hit that like. More people find us. More people will have fun hanging out with D-Walk. Rating.
Yeah,
Joe.
I mean, I don't know. As
Wait,
like,
Cara, go on.
no, as I guess as the casual fan, I would say that this seemed like a medium hardcore match. Like there was there's Legos and trash cans being thrown around. So I'd say there was definitely a little bit of an up the ante, but I guess this wasn't your typical coffin match. But
No,
yeah, I mean,
not close.
overall, I was impressed with the outcome, and I was kind of expecting it halfway through, like with the way that Wendy was beating Tatum's ass. So it just seemed like there had to be a turnaround, and that was the moment when Tatum kicked her legs out of the coffin.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's the comeback. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, for a good reference of a coffin match, and I'll send you the link, baby, because it's on YouTube for free. Ray Phoenix versus Min Muentes, coffin match, Lucha Underground, 2013. That is a definition of a casket match.
Yeah,
it's not it's a blood feud type of match, Cara. It's the match.
Undertaker versus Mankind.
yeah.
But that's more on like our style of like loving wrestling, like more slow, methodical, psychological. I recommend the Phoenix Mil Muertes because there is psychological in that because you don't really need to know the story. Like Mil Muertes hates Phoenix because Phoenix is hitting on his girl. Boom, that's it. That at that moment in time, that was the only fucking reason. So they killed each other in that match. But Undertaker and Mankind also is a psychological good match but again, if you want to find casket matches, those two are great recommendations. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah.
I like the way that they used to do casket matches, how they set it up.
Yeah.
And sometimes they even had a buried alive aspect to it.
Yeah. They haven't done
Didn't Undertaker Kane had a casket match too?
Of course.
Yep.
Yep.
Of course, dude. They always have that shit. That's just how it is.
But what I didn't like about
the first casket match they had together is when Kane beat him, and then he chopped up the casket with Taker inside with the axe, poured gasoline on it and set it on fire at the top of the ramp.
Yeah.
That's wrestling, baby. That's wrestling for us right there.
Yeah.
God, all right.
For this recommended match, it was the beef about this guy hitting on his girl. Was that fake beef or real
No,
beef?
fake beef. The same guy who I forgot what his name was, the director. Really good director. He's Tarantino's friend. He made a show about wrestling, but it was more of a like from dusk till dawn type like style of wrestling.
Talking about Lucha Underground?
Yeah, Lucha Underground. Who's the director that funded that for a few years?
Oh, it was El Rey or something like that. It was
it was the
El Rey.
El Rey Network, but the guy who did Pan's Labyrinth, that movie, the recent one, that was the director's name. Oh, that guy did it.
Guillermo del Toro or something like that.
See, thank you. Guillermo del Toro. That's his show. He made a show, but he also made like a very long series type show. There was vampires and gods and dead people and it was wrestling. It was wrestling.
Okay, I need to see this because I'm confused now. But all right, I'm down.
It was like they were wrestling in like this temple, in like an old Mexican temple.
Yeah, and it wasn't really a temple. It was a basketball court turned into like a wrestling ring in Boyle Heights in Los Angeles.
All right, this doesn't surprise me. I'm intrigued. When I get back to Puerto Rico, we're gonna watch it.
Swerve Strickland actually got his start in Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
Ricochet as well, Johnny Mundo and all the like. But we continue on to backstage, which is the next segment. Trick Williams comes out. He talks about all the hardships he had with Ethan, that Rich Holland came to attack. He calls out Bubba Ray. Bubba Ray comes out. He says thank you. He rubs on the proverbial penis of Trick Williams on his acknowledgments. He talks about going to Philly. Trick Williams as well says, "Hey, I need a partner. Do you want to do this?" And I had to watch 3 minutes of Bubba Ray trying to emote his excitement to come back into the ring. And again, 3 minutes of this. I've seen the movie The Room, ladies and gentlemen. That's bad acting. This was just bad acting. He takes out the glasses. He's running around like, oh my God. But eventually, he says, I don't want to take, and I love this. As much as I don't like Bubba Ray as a person, I do love this. He says, I do not want to take away the chance of another wrestler tag teaming with you in November because it's not fair. I did love that. And then he said, thank you, whatever, Bob, and he left. That's what I got right there. Let's see, but Busted Over Radio. He talks about Busted Open a lot. He actually promotes a lot of Busted Over Radio. I respect him for that. Let's see. Also, he tells Trick that no one is going to help you because you're the belt, you have a target on your back, and that's it.
Baby.
Yes, baby.
I think we're getting something integral that happened.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What was that, baby?
Well, you guys are lucky. I just watched it before, so it's fresh in my memory.
And that's dope.
Yeah. So Ethan came out and Rich Holland came out. And essentially a fight started between Rich Holland and the guy, I forgot his name, the Hall of Famer.
And
what's
Bubba.
his name?
And Bubba.
Okay. Yeah, he seems cool. He seems like, like I liked his conversation with Trick. It was very respectful.
Yes.
Basically a fight started, and Ethan, being the little that he is, started getting in on it. So they were both kicking Bubba, and of course Trick, being the honorable gentleman that he is, came out and saved Bubba, and thus started the tag team duo, which of course, as is only deserving, is going to have its iconic start in Philadelphia, because Philadelphia is
now.
And may I say this about the Invisible Woman? You are involving your wrestling skills. That's what makes it so dope.
And I love the Invisible Woman, but her time management has been off by about an hour, because what she just described is what happens almost at the end of the show.
Yeah, but
I was talking about
Invisible Woman
at the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
but I love you, baby. I love you so much.
Yeah. But Invisible Woman, watch the 90s. If you watch, go on YouTube and type in wrestling 90s WWE, and it's gonna give you a recap of everything, so you'll know where we at now.
Yes, but thank you for bringing that up, baby, because I'm just gonna speed wrap this, and this is what happened that Bubba did this.
You still want a tag team partner for next Wednesday? Ethan Ridge, next Wednesday night, NXT live from the ECW arena. The two of you versus Trick Williams and Bubba Ray Dudley.
I was like, you should have got a chance to say, Invisible Man, get the table before you hit it and everything. Then that'd have been dope.
I would have said that. Go on, Joe.
And next week we see Devon come out of nowhere and get the tables, and we see a 3D in the ECW arena.
Wait a minute. Now it would be more enticing, because if they're gonna stretch Trick's championship, Devon comes out and he's about to help Bubba and Trick, but then turns on Bubba because he's like, motherfucker, you just grabbed another guy to take my spot. Fuck you, and then walks away. And that could be a trick. Anyway, I'm just spitballing.
Yeah. But Devon could barely walk, though. Devon could barely walk and do anything.
But before we continue, I want to put this video out as well. I forgot to show this. This is what happens when, as Joe says it, you just become a little sloppy between a woman and a casket and a bed.
Oh, baby. say, rockabye baby. Rockabye baby. Trying to hoist up Wendy Chu. That's step one. As she shuts the lid, Chu indeed will take a last ride tonight. Here's her winner, Dana
It's
The right person won.
yeah, but they made it a joke though. That's the whole
Yeah.
thing. Like they it to me, it's making it seem like they doing Winnie Chu as a joke. It's it's supposed to be something comedic and everything. It's not. Winnie Chu could be something serious in a women's division that could be terrifying. She could be an Undertaker type in the NXT, but they making a joke on her.
Yeah.
Like, no,
What
man, like she shouldn't even win out like that.
What they should have done as a match, they should have done like a slumber match or something crazy like that, to where you had to put your opponent to sleep to win.
Yeah.
Last woman standing match. They could have recreated Asuka, like I said,
Yeah.
Nikki Cross, and literally you could have put Wendy Chu in a sleeping bag, knocked her ass out, and then boom, zipped it up, and then boom, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But continuing on, backstage, RVD and Ava, because as I told Joe, and we talked about this discussion offline, I think online as well. RVD is signed in AEW and has a Legends deal at the same time.
That's crazy.
We discussed that it would be almost impossible to do that because you're hired in AEW and they're locking down things. On Saturday, when we get a chance, we'll talk about the WWE ID.
But look
thing.
how they did AJ Styles. It's the vice versa.
We'll talk about AJ Styles on Saturdays. Look,
I'm saying it's the vice versa of what they doing with Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, that is true. But RVD says, look, I fought with Bubba, bloody battles, but you know what? I have an idea. In the background, Nikita Lyons, a woman, and Wesley was listening to that. Wesley got mad and left. Wesley comes out later. RVD leaves. Kaylani comes in, and there's a bruise on her right shoulder and a picture of her titty on Instagram right now, ladies and gentlemen. You can check that out. That's what happened on Heatwave. No shade against her. Nothing against that.
Check it out.
Also has some flappage.
It's pretty nice.
Yes, that happens. Kara, I know you're hearing me. I didn't know this, but in the last match on the last pay-per-view, there was a wardrobe malfunction of the lower extremities on Kaylani for that match.
Yeah, we had some pussy hood showing right there.
Yeah, that's why we're on NXT time on Joe's show. All right.
Hey, the lips was out and it was pretty nice.
All right.
They didn't look like baloney.
Yeah, she's young. Come on now, she ain't like.
Hey, hold on. We didn't got a situation where we had a young one that did 100 men in 12 hours. Come on, man, 6 hours. Come on. Hers is pretty nice. It's nice, sealed, and ready for somebody.
Now that's the smile we all want to see. All
right. To continuing on, Kaylani tells Ava that she wants a rematch, and Ava's considering it. Nikita comes out like a Skinemax model. Hey, baby, I don't think you should do it. I think I should do it. Kaylani's like, I'll beat your ass, and then I'll go after Fallon. Whatever. Setting up the match for later.
Hey, but you know what made me happy though? Yeah. No Adonis. No Diddy.
No Adonis, no Petrovic, which I love Petrovic, but no Petrovic drama.
Yeah.
Backstage as well. What the hell's that echo? Give me a second.
I don't know what the hell is there. Somebody echoing.
Can you hear me?
Testing.
1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Can y'all hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go. It was you, Joe. Thank you.
All right.
I got you. Backstage as well, Shawn Spears and Brooke Jensen are walking to the Dawn, trying to, I guess, see if he can get a championship title match or a contention of a title match. The Dawn's family comes out of nowhere and says, hey, we got some problems. We got to talk about these things. They brush off Shawn Spears and Brooke Jensen. Joe, a question for you before I finish, and I'll continue talking. Shawn Spears and Brooke Jensen, the new family, question mark, Now, before you answer that, they get a phone call, supposedly because Vic Joseph's a fucking idiot and kind of spoiled it. Said that Nunzio is coming next week to Philly to talk to the Don because like you coming to my damn town and you ain't call me. Like we're gonna talk about that next week. Boom. And the Don says we're gonna talk about it and everything else.
But you know, okay, before that, you know who they should really call, but they not gonna call him. Can y'all guess?
Who?
Joe, can you
FBI?
guess?
Don't
Give
say
me
Big
one
Vito.
guess.
Don't say Big Vito.
No? Okay, Invisible Man.
Enzo.
Oh, get out my head.
Enzo.
Well,
Enzo.
Nunzio
Get out my head.
Nunzio is
Enzo
Enzo,
Amore.
isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Nunzio is Enzo Amore. Oh no, not Enzo Amore.
No.
Nunzio is the one they should call because that's the ECW original.
No.
FBI.
That's what they call him, Nunzio.
No, I'm
Like,
talking Big Cass and Nunzio.
yeah, but
Big
Big
Cass,
Cass is
they-
AEW.
Yes. How you
is happy.
doing? That's who they should call.
But
Enzo
again,
is possibly going to be getting signed with AEW, anyways.
and wait, what? Who? Say that again, Joe.
Huh?
I'm sorry. Did I spill the tea? I'm sorry.
No, say that shit again so I can
No.
type this shit later. What the fuck? What?
Say it again.
I said Enzo Amore might be getting signed with WWE or with AEW.
Wow. They
WWE.
hey, they bringing
No. Big
Cass
Cat
gonna get together?
Big Kaz is and people backstage are bartering to get Enzo back into AEW.
Here's the thing, though. Before we continue, that's a fucking huge gamble, Joe. You know how Enzo is. Enzo's a fucking asshole. It's been documented. It's he once if anyone if he goes to AEW and teams with Big Cass and actually gets steam and nostalgia again, if one little drop of power goes to his head, you know this motherfucker's be like, I'm the shit. I deserve 1,000, 2,000, 12,000 more thousand. Fucking show.
So it's CM Punk.
But the difference.
He underrated. Imagine like,
yeah,
he's an underrated CM Punk.
However, Enzo can talk, can wrestle for shit. CM Punk can talk and wrestle.
Yeah, you're right.
And has the ROH stamp on his back. Like him or hate him, I fucking don't like CM Punk. He's an ROH bum. Get his fucking time. I cannot shit on him. If I shit on him, then I have to shit on Brian, on Joe, on Seth Rollins, on all those guys.
You're right. Hey, you're right, man. Look.
But Enzo's been doing his time in the Indies.
Ain't gotten better. I used to do MLW with Tim.
Yeah. But he ain't CM Punk.
That was a year ago.
He not CM Punk. There'll never be a CM Punk.
No. I'm not saying he's CM Punk, but he's decent. He's gotten a lot better.
Yes. Got a private chat thought. Hello. Sorry. Oh, wait, Car. Yes, baby. Say something. Because you want to talk.
For a few minutes now. Hi there.
Sorry.
Hello, guys. No, I'm gonna say about the whole Tony D'Angelo thing. I mean, I'm kind of intrigued to see that storyline play out in Philly because, like, I don't know, there's a lot of Italians here, especially in South Philly, so you know they can certainly play out that storyline.
Word.
But you know,
and didn't they announce that they were doing Lola Vice versus Jada Parker in a street fight, a Philly street fight?
That's later. That is later. We'll get to that when we get to that.
They announced that at Halloween Havoc, but that's
but they brought it up a little bit more. Having a basket. Go on, Carl.
yes, I can. I can hop on down there. I can be the NXT time representative. You know. So.
Yeah, for real.
I will pay you to get a sign, baby, and just go outside with a sign that says NXT time with D-Walk. For real.
For real. And I get you a shirt.
Yeah, there you go.
Just chill out.
Here we go. Next up, this comes out next week. Next, this is the wait. Just give me a second. Next match. Oh, this is gonna be fun on all aspects. Next match is.
Shout out to the Invisible Man for doing the matches this week.
I always do it every week, man. I like drinking and analyzing. It's fun.
Appreciate you.
Of course. Next match: Lexis King versus Charlie Dempsey for the Heritage Cup, and William Regal in the corner. Now, I can go by the play-by-play, and I will give you a brief overview of it because this was really technical. First round, Charlie does the butterfly suplex for the bridge for the win. First round. Second round, explosions from ground submissions in the beginning first 90 seconds. After the other 90 seconds, Lex is coming back but not winning that round. Third round, a lot of backdrops, gut wrench suplexes. Lexus does come back with the other crew, but was kind of scared. Lexus does a jumping knee breaker. Charlie does another knee breaker. Lexus messed up his knee at the third round. And at that point, effing point, and I think I got it here. This happened. I think one of these. Let me see.
Heat Alliance who wants to prove a point to our general manager,
That wasn't Lexus King.
My bad. What happened was Lexus King was in the corner. William Regal, because I explained to my girlfriend this because she didn't know this. William Regal, like a college guy on frat week, like a condom in his pocket, has the brass knuckles in his. He slides the brass knuckles to Lexus King. Lexus King says, I don't want to be like my father. Charlie Dempsey comes in with the bridge. 1, 2, 3. And that's done. Now, question for you, Joe, expert of this. Do you think this is a workaround storyline where they're going to turn Lexus King into his father?
Yes.
Thank you. I thought so too. From this alone, come on.
This how,
Mister.
This how I feel. He gonna really turn into Alexis King after the betrayal.
Yeah.
William Regal gonna turn on Alexis King because William Regal never liked his daddy.
Yeah.
Come on, father and son, bro. Ain't nobody. This the whole thing they trying to do in this world right now. Father and son is gonna be the best thing ever in this world right now.
Hold up a second. Cara, do you see the match?
Yes, I did.
How was your thoughts on it?
I'm trying to think. What was my thoughts on this match? Give me a little recap.
Charlie Dempsey was doing a lot of suplexes on Lexus King. Lexus King hurt his knee between second and third round. William Regal at the end of the third round tried to slide in some brass knuckles to Lexus King. Lexus King said, I'm not going to be like my father, which gives Charlie Dempsey the advantage, which he won the third round, retaining the Heritage Cup.
I don't know. I feel like this match is turning Lexus King around as a character. It seems
that?
Yeah, the thing with his knee was definitely surprising. So.
I enjoyed the fact when they took him out on the stretcher and they were trying to get his knee taken care of, and William Regal was giving him like a pep talk or something. And he got up and like ripped the thing off his knee, and started like falling but walking back to the ring.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna say this now for my predictions. I'm gonna clip this. My predictions for Lexus King is that William Regal will not turn on Lexus King, but it will be the fact telling him, look, I know you don't want to be like your father, but your father won matches. Your father did these things to win. You're gonna have to go deep into the hole of your insanity and go where your father went to win, because you're not gonna win this way. Doing it the honorable way is making you lose.
I challenge you a 6-pack on that. I challenge you a 6-pack on that. I challenge you and Joe a 6-pack. William Regal go turn on Lexus King.
If he does it, if William Regal turns on Lexus King, we're gonna have drunk time with D-Walk all over again. All right,
man. Whoa! I'll be sober that time.
That was a fun episode, dude. That was
drunk time with D-Walk take 2.
Whatever, I don't remember. Hey, don't judge me, all right? We all have bad times, man. Come on.
All right, continuing on.
Water bottle
Mr. D-Walk, rating of this match. So
well, we didn't even rate the casket match. The casket match, I would have gave it an E- because it was more comedy than anything.
Yeah.
Like the bed thing, like they already did the bed thing with my man with the mask when indie wrestling, where he rocked Orange Cassidy, and they put a blanket over him. They already did that.
Yeah.
For that bed thing, no, that was boring. Like I said, it was y'all put a shame on the casket match. The casket match is supposed to be brutal. Y'all lighten the casket match, so I give it a E.
I give it a C. Good match, wrong setting.
But the bed thing threw me apart. The when she got knocked on the bed and she picked her up, threw it in her, that threw me off.
I
Like,
Go on.
I
Joe.
give this match an M.
What the hell? Why is everyone? Are we
What's
going
the
through
M?
fucking Greek letters now? You want
An
to
M
use
for
Omega and Alpha?
mid.
I'm going to man, hold on.
Mid.
I'm going,
Okay. Shikara, can you give a rating to this match since everyone's doing fucking Greek letters and numbers and fucking, God damn it.
Sure, I'll do the tax. That one a solid E. Just kidding. I'll give that one an A minus. And for the Charlie MC and Lexus King match, give it a B.
Okay. B for Charlie Dempsey, B for okay, I respect that. I got that. Next match that I had to clip this because no one is clipping this online. And it's kind of weird why no one's doing this because Joe remembers people back in the day of NXT 2016 that used to do this. Zaria versus Brinley Reese. Now, my beautiful future wife, Visible Woman, was indisposed for the 2 minutes this match lasted because this match only lasted 2 minutes.
I when I saw the match, as soon as I saw who she was facing, I was like, oh my god! I was like, Brinley Reese is dead. I was like, why are they even? They're just feeding her Brinley Reese.
Yeah, and now
Hey.
let's
no, can I say this? Can I say this? Can we let's start let's do this the match we don't like. Let's say, like I said, this casket match, it was to me, I didn't like it. It was horrible. Let's say 3 things that could have made it better. Let's say the outcome, how they could have did was that would have made it better. So maybe, like I said, we got people watching. So give me 3 things that would make this match better.
Okay, I'll start off. More involvement with the caskets, more time because they only had 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And no involvement, but more like just more wrestling. Like more wrestling with the things that you have there. Like if you got trash cans, if you got doll houses, if you have Legos, if you have a casket, if you have a bed, if you have everything down below and like use it. Actually, like look, you had a broom. You could have mocked Kenny Omega and swept on Wendy Chu's face like bah, bah, bah. Oh my god, look at that. She's the not the cleaner, like something like that. That's 3.
Yeah.
Joe, you're 3.
1, more time. Obviously, more time. 2, the match should have been the main event.
Mm-hmm.
That's the second thing. So they would have had more time. And the third thing that I think would have really helped this match out, besides obviously the obvious of using the casket more.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen. Shit, I lost my train of thought. I had it in my head and it popped away.
Casket, more time.
Yeah, more time, casket, main event. I would have liked to have seen something weird happen. Mm-hmm. So when they both went in the casket at the same time and the casket got shut and they were in there for a minute and the ref didn't call for the bell.
Yeah.
That was weird, one thing.
Yeah.
And then 2...
It was a good call, Joe, because again, in a casket match, the rules are if the casket match is that there has to be 1 winner and only 1 person inside the casket. If there's 2 people inside the casket, technically, yeah, you're supposed to do a draw, but it's a casket match. Like,
but that was so different about it.
But here's the thing: what you could have done was you could have had them in the casket, right? Because the casket was big and it had a false bottom. If anybody saw that, what you could have done was you could have had them both in the casket, and then they don't come out of the casket. And the referee is like, "What?" Like throwing his hands up, like, "What's going on here?" And he raises the door up to the casket, and they're gone.
Okay. You're thinking of a like
So,
Bray Wyatt,
yeah.
Randy Orton type of shit, like where you go in there
Well,
and all the
yeah.
lights go dark, and then the screen turns on, and then you see them like in the underworld of their mind fighting each other.
No, or you could have had them disappear out of the casket and then reappear in the shipping shipping container that Tatum was in for a week.
That could work.
Hey, but
And then
how long
they're backstage fighting.
But how long do you want to see this feud happen? Man, because the way you just said it,
I
Joe,
don't want to see this anymore.
the way you just said it is like it's gonna keep going on instead of now.
No, it would have ended, but the problem is we could have ended it with the casket match. Problem is that they could have expanded it out a little, the match out a little more to bring it from the ring side to the backstage by taking it from the inside of that casket. They disappear, they pop back up in that box, and they pop out of the box and they're fighting out of as soon as they pop out of the box, they're punching each other, fighting out of the box.
Exactly.
Backstage.
And Booker T and Big Joseph bring up the fact that Booker T was scared that he came out of the box. You could have had a segment where everything goes dark, and then all of a sudden Tam Paxley is under the announcer's table, and Booker's like, "Oh shit!" and like had a like, if you're gonna involve everybody in the match, you have to involve everybody in the match. The crowd, the commentators. You can go backstage. You can do a lot of things, but for 10 minutes, all they did was a lot of counter wrestling. Dollhouse explosion, a couple trash can hits, 3 spots with the casket, fire extinguisher, a fake ass bed, and then that's it. That's why I didn't like too. You're right. You fire extinguisher into the bed, then you just pick her up and throw her into the casket.
Yeah.
That's what pissed me off. You could have threw her into the ring and then threw her over the ropes into the casket. Something would have happened. When did you? But again, we are diverting. Yes, go on, Cara.
No, when Booker T said the whole like, or whatever the fuck he said, like, I think I was kind of expecting them to like hand to Tatum Paxley like doing a whole like body flip onto. I do agree with you, Joe, that this could have been the main event after the tag team match. I think that would have been a good layout.
There you go.
I think the tag match and this match should have switched places.
Yeah.
I think we should have opened with the tag match.
Yeah.
And I think we should have ended with the casket match.
The way the storyline went though between Rob Van Dam and Wesley was kind of popping up from the beginning of the show in different segments, it wouldn't have worked because they were trying to integrate that Wesley was very pissed off that Rob Van Dam was getting himself involved and Javon Evans and all the other shit. But we are diverting from the fact that one of the most sickest things that's happened in NXT that hasn't happened in 8 years happened again. And what am I talking about, ladies and gentlemen? Well, this. Oh, that's her elbow. That's her elbow. That's her elbow. Oh! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Ah! Well, you know what, bitch? Let me just fix this for you. There you go.
Hey, look, at least she was polite enough to fix it.
That's why I put the commentary. Here you go, bitch. But I bring this up because Alexa Bliss did that. I don't think she did it in NXT, but she did that like in the main roster where she could dislocate her arm. She's like, "Oh my God, holy shit!" So
it looked way worse than that, though. Way worse.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss looked like she was in. It looked like she had her arm like in between 2 bars, and someone smashed the bars, and it bent her arm almost in like an L backwards. It looked real bad.
Cara, you get a chance to look up Alexis Bliss arm broken. That actually happened on wrestling. That was just they used that as a storyline because they realized she was bow-legged and double jointed. It was rough, but I want to bring up the fact that this match lasted only 2 minutes. Zaria no-sold the majority of the attack. Brinley tried to use her elbow to
And then where
win.
you going?
Didn't try to use her elbow and didn't really win. And in the
You
end,
know what?
it was a spear.
Oh, all right.
It was a spear into.
I'm on live now.
No, it was a spear.
Yeah. No, give me like 30.
Second.
Huh?
No, go on now. It was a spear into what's her special, Joe?
The F5.
F5 on the left side, not on the right side, because right side is Brock Lesnar, left side is Zaria. I love that people on wrestling podcasts are like, there's a big difference between Zaria's and Brock Lesnar's, and it's only between a left and a right.
He's left-handed. That's why.
Yeah, I respect that. Post match, this happens, which is we'll talk about that.
Wow. 4 on 5 works for us.
What? What the heck? What the heck? That's it! We said it was the best women's division in all of wrestling, and one of these can't win it! Here we go, Vic. Here we go. It has been chaos. It has been carnage since Sunday night at Halloween Havoc. This is awesome, and this is the NXT Women's Division.
Damn, so I missed the fucking goddamn Kalani Jordan and the motherfucking Nikita Lion match. Y'all talking about?
No, because that happens after this. That actually happens after this. So we're
All
good.
right.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that yet. First off, let me say, Kalani Jordan looks way out of place with those other four.
Okay.
I said that earlier.
Yeah, I know. But before we continue, let's get the rating of this short squash match between Zaria and Brinley Reese. D-Walk rating.
Fucking C-.
Okay, Joe, rating.
A.
IA.
No. You said one match. Hold on. My head was somewhere else. I'm sorry.
You can't go back. You got a C. C.
All
Moving on. Cara.
You get Zaria and Brinley Reese a C? That's terrible.
No. That was a mistake. I thought my head was so stuck on Kalani Jordan where I didn't realize. Like, come on, we talking about something else. But Zaria, she a beast. She'll be a monster.
Yeah.
She's a monster.
Hold up now, Cara. Your thoughts on the match? I know you didn't see it, but what you like since we showed you what like your rating and your thoughts. What's the mic?
I give it like I don't know, like a B. I don't know. I guess I'm not that familiar with Zaria.
Yeah.
And I feel like I had made some like commentary jokes about it to Alex while I was watching it, but
yeah. She was talking to my second girlfriend, and while talking to my second girlfriend, she lost. She didn't even see the whole damn. She didn't even see the match. In the 2 minutes she was gone, the 2 minutes had passed. That's how. Yeah.
Sure of this.
Hey, this what confused me though. Zaria's her debut. She took out Fatal Attraction or whatever. 3 of them. Yeah, she took 3 of them out. So what was so hard on her for she needed backup to do 5? Like I guarantee you she could have took 3 out herself. And then if Jordan Grace would have came out, Jordan Grace, I agree she could took out at least the same amount she took out.
Yeah.
To me, Kalani Jordan is like a watered down Kane.
It's about Zaria, but this is about Zaria. I think what they're doing is smart. If no one would have came out, If no
Okay.
one would have came out and helped Zaria, and the way that you're booking Zaria is like she's a powerhouse. She's like a female Goldberg.
Yeah.
Goldberg by himself would fuck up 6 people.
Yeah, but who's
By
number 2 though?
himself.
They could have
Huh?
got anybody to replace number 2. The way Kalani Jordan came out there and did
That's
that,
fine.
they could have had somebody else. No. Okay, so
Okay.
if I'm in a beef, I know. If I'm in a beef with somebody, let me
Joe,
finish.
please
If I'm in a
explain.
beef with somebody,
So
if I'm in a beef with somebody, I'm gonna hop in the ring and I'm gonna tap you on the shoulder and you don't know who I am. Come on,
That's
man.
fine. Hold on now. This Joe, please
D-Walk,
explain.
D-Walk, the only reason that Kalani got involved is because she's in a storyline right now with Fallon
Yeah.
Henley and Fatal Influence.
Yeah.
And
Other than that,
and
she wouldn't have been in that ring.
No, but the way
Yes.
she'd have been more angry, and she like the way she came in, hopped in the ring, tapped her on the shoulder because Zaria is somebody new. She don't know nobody. Like,
Yeah.
so you tap me on the shoulder, like, let's be real about it. You tap me on the shoulder, I'm gonna attack you. So therefore, Selena made Kalani Jordan need to be more fierce about everything she do. She should have
she
been in the
will.
ring more angry.
And she will. And what Joe and I are trying to explain is that Zaria right now is in a weird 10-person storyline between Fatal Influence and Roxanne and Cora Jade because they can't ultimately say that 3, which is Julia, Stephanie, and Zaria, can effectively take those championships off them. But they kind of fucked up. They fucked up themselves because they have 3 women, 2 championships. They're going to have to figure out how they're going to fucking play that shit out right now.
Yeah, and not only that, you have 3 very, very high caliber women that can easily take those titles away.
And only 2 championships. That's the problem, Joe. There's only 2
Yeah.
championships out of the 3. So
This
now
is
you gotta
why
figure
I
out-
said we need a tag title, women's tag titles in NXT again.
Well, at least
We need it.
at least it was like a women's cruiserweight belt. Or like
Yeah, because look, right away, I could tell you right now, you could put Jordan Grace and Zaria together, and they could be tag team champions.
Yeah.
Who's taking the belts?
Guaranteed, hands down.
Who's taking the belts?
Nobody. Nobody.
But then you have Stephanie, and then you have Julia, who can effectively go after the North American and the NXT. But it seems that Zaria is going after the North American. Fine, you keep her. You make her into the female Obafemi, which is the smartest thing you can do. Put her on a fucking warpath. You got about 150 women in the back anyway. Just fucking let her go tear.
But we still don't even know.
What?
Like I said, she involved with Roxanne Perez and she involved with Tatum Pashley. We don't even know where she gonna be at. She might be both.
But that's the problem. That's the problem I'm telling you right now. You have 10 women that are all in, well, 9 because they involve Jordan Grace. So you got 9 women in a hunt for the NXT championship. No one has announced that there's going to be a championship next week. So that means there's not going to be
it's a 5-on-5 match.
Oh, yeah, 5-on-5. So that means after that 5-on-5, which is going to piss me off, they're going to have to decide how they're going to distribute the NXT, the North American, between 3 women. Because again, in the promo in the back, which I'm going to say is right now, but by the way, we already gave our ratings on Zaria over Brindley Reese. Backstage, all the women in the back, and I listened to everything that they said. Julia wants Cora Jade. Stephanie wants Roxanne. Zaria wants Fatal Influence. Jordan Grace is just there to be there because she's there for a good damn time. And in the back, for some weird fucking reason, because I guess like once you find out one Australian's there, everyone else pops up. Rhea Ripley comes out of nowhere and says, "Hey guys, I was just not around. You know, you guys are in Florida, and I was somewhere in Chicago, and I drove down here to kind of say hi for a couple seconds. And you guys are awesome. Now I'm gonna drive back to the next show. Bye." Okay.
They only did that for one reason and one reason only.
To show off all the women, the best women in the division, I think.
No. The only reason she was there was so they could write her off TV.
And again, thank you for that. Later on, before we get to the next match, and that's actually the main event. The main event, and before the main event started, we find out that Rhea Ripley got attacked by Liv Morgan and other. And then
it has been reported that the reports have come in and said that Rhea Ripley has a fractured orbital bone and is going to be out probably indefinitely for the next 5 to 6 months.
5 to 6 months with good training.
So they dragging the storyline
again. But that's good that they put that out there. But
I mean, is it a good thing or bad thing they dragging the storyline?
they have to. They have to.
You know what I'm saying?
They have nothing left. They got nothing else, dude.
They have to. They have to make it. They have to drag it to Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
The WrestleMania.
That's the good thing and bad thing about WWE storylines. They cling on to one main storyline, and if it works, they can try to stretch it out. But the problem with that is that when you stretch it out, it becomes boring.
The Liv Morgan, like they could have carried this to the Rachel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan, man. Rachel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley. Like I said, Rhea Ripley just came back from being hurt, right?
Well,
not too long ago, am I right or wrong?
Yeah, but now she's hurt again, and there's no one right now that will take the storyline that will continue Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan will have the belt, probably fight 2 women.
It's gonna be, and that's gonna be boring.
Liv Morgan actually has put Rhea Ripley on the shelf now twice.
Yeah, what a surprise!
But this is what I'm saying about these titles. Yeah. These titles ain't being used like it used to be used.
Yeah.
It used to be every week, every show, a title used to be on the line. They don't even do that no more.
But now they're scared. They're scared because these wrestlers are getting hurt over like the most smallest things or random accidents.
And that's why they should be using more. That's why they should be defending.
That's why they're scared, because all these wrestlers are getting hurt a lot faster than they're expecting, and they don't have backup storylines, or they have to stretch their main storyline.
Okay, look. Yeah. This time I look. This how I look at it. This is how I look at it. Basketball era.
Yes.
I'm going to NBA. When Jordan played with the flu.
Yeah.
Jordan played with the goddamn flu.
Pippen held his ass up and kept him alive until the end of the fucking. I remember that. I saw that shit
exactly,
live.
Yeah. In wrestling.
But what happens when Pippen is fucking hurt? You think Rodman's going to take care of Jordan?
But they still won. They still won. Jordan went and killed it, and they still won.
Because they had a second to have his back. Now
that's what I'm saying.
He also had no broken bones or anything, D-Walk.
Yeah.
This is different. This is broken bone fracture.
No. It's a metaphor. I'm using metaphor wise.
Oh.
Give me. I'm using metaphor. I'm using metaphor wise. Metaphor wise, the Jordan situation could still be going on with the WWE situation. Like I said, like Rhea Ripley being hurt and everything, and like I said, they still got to get to the goddamn Rachel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan thing.
But they
why do you want to stop? No, come on.
They can't, because now they're stuck. If they're smart, they will continue the Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan storyline and continue that. But since they are relying on member berries and big names, I predict that they're going to stretch this shit out and put 2 or 3 wrestlers in front of Liv to occupy until Rhea gets back.
I mean, we still, like I said, we still watch the bloodline. We still watching the bloodline situation. The best thing to do is like, why would you put Rhea Ripley on the shelf and you could keep it going?
Yeah, they signed that match too for Crown Jewel 6-man.
But
too soon.
Let's talk about that on Saturday. I have a great idea for us now to talk about different things. Where we're going next is Kaylani Jordan versus Nikita Lyons. And this match, and I want to give a shout out to D-Walk because I had to watch this live again and get this particular clip. Shout out to my girlfriend.
The double split.
Hold up now. Shout out to my girlfriend. My girlfriend's booty is better than them. Here we go.
Very accomplished.
Now, this match was effectively, all intents and purposes, trash. Over the fact that Nikita still, this is her 3rd match, I think, 3rd or 2nd match.
Second.
has not really gotten back.
Y'all see that?
Yes, and Kaylani is doing the what I call the Axiom Frazier method, where they do the same moves over and over again and just work it out. Yes, you did the double twerk thing. You just had a malfunction failure last week. Are you doing this shit again? Okay, sure. Just roll the dice. Kara, if you can hear me, what are your thoughts on this match before I get to the ending? Because this is whatever.
Honestly, yeah, I was kind of the match itself. Like, there's nothing really to say that I can think of. It was the ending that pissed me off because
Yes.
okay, so somebody runs out, Nikita gets distracted, and then she, is 5 seconds too late doing her special, so she misses. First of all, like, turn around first, maybe, and see if she's still there. Second of all,
Thank you.
like, the fact that immediately segues into her just, like, rolling over for Kaylani's special. I'm just like, really? Like, I know you're not done yet. Like, I know that didn't work out. I know she's just laying there like, okay, fine, I have to lose. Like, come on. But that was my thoughts on this match.
Thank you. And since she's talking about it, let's show the ending of what happened.
Nikita Lyons, who wants to prove a point to our general manager 8 that she should be in the championship conversation. That's Rizzo from the family. You remember what she told the Don earlier as Nikita Lyons, nobody home. Momentary distraction opens the door for the standout to hit that one-of-a-kind split-legged moonsault in Kalani.
That way. And here comes Rizzo.
Is this that business, nigga? Is this the business the real she's talking about?
Is this what she was talking about when she was talking to Tony
This
D'Angelo?
part I want to say. Why are you fighting her? Oh, she took my ass. She took your ass apart.
She said that to attack me, boy. She's coming to get her son. Get her pound of flesh. I've never seen Rizzo like this before.
She's bad.
As I told D-Walk in the beginning, I did like that one little add-on that Rizzo came in after the match, attacked Nikita. Kaylani said, "What's going on?" She attacked me. Oh, she attacked you? Yes. Then beat her ass and then threw Rizzo into Nikita, which means next week it'll probably be another Philadelphia street fight for Rizzo versus Nikita Lyons. I'm happy that Rizzo's fighting. Rizzo hasn't fought in a while. She'll probably lose against Nikita. Thinking about that now. Go on,
Can
Kara.
I just why can't Thea Hale get the same energy that Rizzo gets? Like,
Thank you for that. I want to clip that again. Why doesn't Thea Hale get the same acknowledgement that Rizzo gets?
yeah, like,
Good point.
she can get her own matches. She can get her own beef. Like, come on, she deserves a spotlight. Yeah.
I respect that. What's your rating on this match, baby?
I give it. Honestly, what's coming to mind is C. Just a solid C. Like, I like Nikita Lyons, honestly. Maybe it's partially for aesthetic reasons.
She got a fat ass. That's why you like her. She got that fat ass.
That was it.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's not the ass. But yeah. And Kaylani, I don't know. I just thought the ending was whack. The match itself was fine. The ending was whack. And also, I must have missed the part where Nikita attacked Rizzo because I didn't understand like why they were ganging up on her. I was like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. But I guess if she deserved it, I don't know. But
I like Nikita Lyons. I like Nikita. She need more practice, and she need to quit fucking twerking on Instagram and YouTube.
Yep.
Like I said, she got a lot of potential. She been like Iggy Azalea. Use their potential because they could both be good.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I respect that. Joe, your thoughts on the match and the outcome?
Yeah, match was it was all right, I guess. It was
Well,
a
what
nice.
you watched the match for? You watched the
Huh?
match just for a nip slip,
No,
or you ain't watched
I
the match
watched.
because they talent? You didn't
I
watch it because
watched.
they talent.
I watched the match for the view. It's nice looking out that type of a window
Exactly,
sometimes.
bro.
Okay, I'm
Exactly. That's all I'm saying.
I'm actually a wrestling fan because of thanks to D-Walk, and I'm not doing it for the view. I'm doing it for the wrestling. And
Yeah.
this match sucked ass, so I will give this a D- because
Exactly. The
Yeah.
wrestling sucked ass, but the view was nice.
Yeah.
D-. That's when you get the minus. You saved
Yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
ass.
Mhm.
I have a girlfriend, so I can admire my girlfriend's ass, and I'm pretty sure she can do the split as well. But the fact that these two wrestlers are relying more on their asses and then doing
Yeah.
this, doing a split spot. Oh,
What was the whole reason? Okay,
we'll move
look.
on.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll move
You
on,
remember? You remember? Okay, so you remember when? You remember when Brock Lesnar and Undertaker wrestled, and Brock Lesnar got up for the Undertaker, and the Undertaker got up and did his Rose thing,
Yeah,
and
but
the Undertaker looked at him and laughed, and they got to punch each other.
but
What was the reason of them doing that on this?
yeah, but the thing is, you're never gonna imagine Brock Lesnar and Undertaker split leg and showing their asses.
No. I said so. All they did was a split leg and then jump back up and got to fighting. Why couldn't they get the split leg and was still fighting as they were doing the split leg? That would have made more sense.
But we have a request from this woman to move on. Going on to the main event. Javon and Cedric versus Axiom and Frazier. This was the main event. Before we get to that, we get a vignette between Jada and Lola for next week for the Philly street fight. Predictions before we even get there. Predictions for the Jada Parker Lola Vice Philly street fight. Like they have to go all out and actually kill each other in order for it to be believable. That's the or my predictions, double KO. Double KO. They both lose, but they both acknowledge that they both equally as strong, so they can both tag team together to go to a higher purpose. That's my thoughts. Joe, your thoughts.
Quadruple nip slip and a back fist from Lola for the win.
D-Walk.
What Joe said.
Cara. She'll get there. Predictions for Lola Vice and Jada Parker street fight for next week.
I said we'll just have to see it.
Oh, so nip slip? Okay, I got you. All right. Javon and Cedric versus Axiom and Frazier. Now, I saw this little this little tidbit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Joe BNCO doesn't like Javon Evans publicly.
What you call him? What you call him, Joe? Tell him what you call him.
Hold up. We all know that Joe BNCO doesn't like Javon Evans because of his weight and his it's basically just the weight thing.
Yeah.
Now, Joe, will you have the same type of hate for Frazier since Frazier is only 3 pounds heavier than Javon?
But how much shorter is he than Javon?
Javon's only 2 inches taller than Frazier. I looked it up.
Joe, how big was Brandon? How big was Brandon? But Brandon looked a lot bigger than Javon Evans. How big was Brandon? How tall was Brandon?
Brandon was like 6'2" and 220.
And how big is Javon Evans? Yeah. Hey, Invisible Man, have you seen
6'2", 170?
Invisible Man, have you seen Brandon? Brandon, oh my God, Brandon, he was an all-star in wrestling.
I bring this up because it seems a little unfair that Mr. Joe BNCO hates Javon Evans because of his weight.
I didn't say I like
Hold
Axiom
up,
and Frazier either.
But you don't crap on Frazier. Frazier is only 2 inches shorter than Javon.
Yeah, but true. But here's the thing, though. They don't shove Frazier down our throats every week.
That's true. I give you that. I just wanted to hear you say that. But Javon Evans versus Frazier.
If they shoved Frazier down my throat every week like they are Javon Evans, I'd be hating on his ass too.
That's why I hear
with
you
his
say that.
with his stupid mustache.
That's why I wanted to hear you say that's all.
Yeah, that's why I shake mine off. Look,
I know. I actually like this match. And you look sexy. I like this match. I want to talk about this right now. I have the play-by-play, but I remember this by heart. And you have to acknowledge this, Joe. Javon Evans is becoming a cutter specialist. Like a very good fucking cutter specialist. He did a nice little step-up cutter, jump from the outside to the inside, double rope jump into a cutter. He does his, like, I call it the leg sling blade, where he spins his whole body and uses his leg kind of like a lariat, but he spins it like, the only thing I hate about Javon is that he doesn't understand his torque. Like when he spins, he doesn't understand his body gyration, so he just goes like the full. So you can fuck up your knees that way. I want to say that. At the end of the match, this happens. I don't want to show this right now before anything else. Here we go.
Appreciation being. What the hell is Wesley doing out here? Evans! You look to left. He just worked out West. You know the issues run deep between these two. How does the tag team title match go on? Alexander, we get out of the way. Again, looking for the Phoenix Splash. What's Frazier? One more check.
Can he do it, Vic?
Exit one down. Pitch out to driver.
Said he can do it all on his own, Vic.
Tag!
Oh no, out, gone.
Big superplex. We've also seen this in the
What's
past.
this, Vic?
A brainbuster golden ratio combination. Axiom into the cover, into the count, and the champion retained.
That was very good.
Yeah. Kara?
No, that was very disappointed with the outcome. I was like actually
Mm-hmm.
on the fence with this one and was excited for Javon and Cedric to win. And then they didn't, so
Yeah. That's how it is. That's how it is. Thank you, Kara. Chasing the Dragon for the win from Axiom and Frazier. They've had the belt at the time of this recording. No, they've had the belt for the time of this recording at 59 days. They've had the belt for almost 2 months. Almost 2 months. Two questions for Joe and BNCO and Kara as well, if you want to answer this. When the fuck are Axiom and Frazier ever going up to the main roster? And when the fuck are they going to ever lose the belts? Because they are already like 4-time tag team champions, 3 times.
Let's face it, the tag team division in NXT is pretty shitty.
Oh, there is.
They don't have nobody good enough to take the belts off of them.
They also don't use them either.
Yeah, there's no.
They also don't use them.
Who's going to take the belts?
You got OTM. That could be a potential. OTM could be a potential.
Shit.
Hold up now. Kara.
no, I mean, like I was gonna say this earlier, like we've seen Axiom and Frazier like how many times this year? Like, so it's not like, just pick one. Pick any other team that's moderately good enough to give it to and start there and like let them fight other people and get their skills up, but they're not gonna get, good or get any kind of like notoriety if they're not fighting. So it's like, yeah, we're not really, you can say that the division sucks, but we're not really seeing anybody else. So
No.
There's no tag teams. That's the problem. They're so focused on singles competition with NXT. It seems like they are solely focused on singles competitors versus tag teams.
I mean,
And there's so many tag teams that you can make. Go on, Carl.
No, that was it. They played out. They fought everybody that there is to fight at this point.
The tag division is so shitty that they've had to pull tag teams from the main roster down.
To help. And,
Yeah.
and you can make tag teams out of, like, you have Tyson and Tyreek, you have Hank and Tank, you have OTM, you have three more.
Yeah, but they're trash.
Hold on,
they're not worthy of being tag champions. They're not like really good. They're not worth it. I mean, OTM is never on TV. The teams you're talking about though they're hardly ever on TV. They hardly ever perform.
Well, not really. Hank and Tank performs every 2 weeks. Go on, Carl.
Can I just, before I forget it, so I can like mentally move on, please? I fucking forgot it. Awesome. No, I was like excited to see Cedric and Javon as a tag team too. I thought that would be interesting, and yeah, I thought that they pursue on to Philly or something, but I don't
know. Thank you, baby. But what sucks is that there is no tag team defense next week.
I need to say it say it 30 seconds, so it's kind of loses its luster. But the words were said, so.
Thank you. You are a blessing because of that. But you know what? Joe's right, but wrong at the same time. OTM doesn't have a chance to win the belts, to actually defend it, to actually do something, because they're always popping up every 2-3 weeks, saying something or doing something again and getting buried.
Alex, when was the last time the OTM had an actual fucking match?
Last week with Hank and Tank, and they got buried. Well, not last week, the week before that, 2 weeks ago. Hank and Tank buried them with the NASCAR guy. So,
and when was the last time before that? 2 months ago? 3 months ago?
A month before that, they had a match that got buried as well. And you know what? And we talked about that a month before even that, they were supposed to fight Hank and Tank, and they got buried in the storyline until now, which was 2 weeks ago. The point I'm saying is that you have maybe 5 or 6 tag teams in the tag team division at NXT. You have to stop focusing on Hank and fucking Tank and Axiom and Frazier. If Hank and Tank have not gone after Axiom and Frazier, why the fuck you keep showing them? Every time. Every fucking, bless you. Every fucking time. I'm tired of Axiom and Frazier. They keep hinting that they hate each other. They keep hinting that they're going to break up. But it's been 3 fucking months. And everyone has broken up except them. Fuck.
Axiom and Frazier have broken the tag team division.
They are. You know what? I said it 2 months ago, Joe. They are a fucking cancer to the fucking division. Whoever they fight against, and guess what? Guess what's gonna happen? And I've said this before. Guess what Cedric and Javon did? They fought Axiom and Frazier. They were around the radiation bubble, and now they're going to break up. We knew this was going to happen anyway, but because of Axiom and Frazier, they're going to break up anyway November 6th. They're going to.
You know what would be dope? In NXT, you know what would be dope? They bought the title. If they bought the Cruiserweight title. To me, NXT need the Cruiserweight title.
They won't, because they have the speed thing on Twitter now. Like,
they need to bring the Cruiserweight title back to NXT. That'd be dope. That'd be killer.
They had 205 live. It's gone.
Exactly, and they need to bring back the light heavyweight championship. That's what they need to bring back. You got all these. Anyway, either way.
Mm-hmm.
Rating on the match. We'll talk about this for another 30 minutes. I'm saying.
I know it's dope though, because this wrestling, like we talking our love, our passion. Hey, and we had no hater today, so
exactly. And Carl left because you knew that was the end.
No, but I guess he thought we was gonna get dark, but We had
Watch
no
it.
haters. It's all love. We having fun. Come on, that's all we trying to do. We trying to bring wrestling back great again.
I know, but to give a rating, I give this match a B. Great, high flying match. You knew they were gonna win. That's it. Joe, rating.
You gotta say a B, bro.
I don't gotta say shit.
Yeah, you do.
Javon Evans is in the match. Javon Evans is in the match. I can give this bitch a F, but I'm going to give it a C.
You an asshole. You got to do it because it's fucking potential.
It's fair.
I ain't giving it to no. I ain't giving it to no potential. What the hell? What? Wesley got involved, and the fucking match fell apart.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to build for something for next week.
Come on, man. This ain't no great, man.
No, he's right. He's right. Like this might set up a Cedric versus Javon match in November. And this
be your grade, man. What's your grade?
I said C.
He said C. Yeah, he did. He did say it. He did say it. What did you?
I'm gonna say it like this: Ric Flair C minus. I just did that little ball, bro. I was trying to be funny, bro. I agree with you the whole time. C minus.
Yeah. I get it. That's what happens. And that, ladies and gentlemen, with NXT Time with D-Walk. We will be back on Saturday talking about the WWE ID. We were talking about a couple other things that's happened over wrestling. And the new style that I want to talk about with you guys is that the new style I want to talk about, since you both watch Raw and SmackDown, like respectively.
Yeah.
We'll have a Raw segment, we'll have a SmackDown segment, we'll have a whatever segment, and we'll just talk about what happened. I don't watch Raw and SmackDown. You guys know that.
I watch Raw, NXT, SmackDown, Dynamite, Raw, Rampage, Collision, and TNA.
Well, we'll bring that up on Saturday. Kind of like
shout out. Y'all want to get shout outs. Who want to get shout outs? Everybody got to do shout outs. We got to do at least 3 shout outs.
Happy birthday, partner, Kane the Destroyer.
Happy birthday,
yeah.
Kane. Happy birthday,
Kane. I know you watching.
Happy birthday to Joe Bancio's daughter. Tomorrow, shout out to the Misfit Nation podcast. I will be on their channel talking about the Tony Hinchcliffe dilemma.
We'll be supporting.
Huh?
The what dilemma?
I said we will be supporting you, bro. We be.
I know you will. The Tony Hinchcliffe made a comment about the island of trash of Puerto Rico, which is kind of fucked up. What happened, and I love how that Twitter shows you a chronological thing of life. Tony Hinchcliffe said his comments. Then Tony Hinchcliffe does not get supported by the representative of Trump. Then Trump comes out with a comment, comes out on an interview, which I kind of sent it to Chris, saying that, hey, I don't support the comedian. I haven't watched this stuff. I don't know what he said, but whatever, it's bad. And then Trump comes out in a garbage truck, crapping on Kamala and Biden. I'm like, you know what? You can't make this shit up. This is real shit. So tomorrow, I'm gonna talk about what Tony Hinchcliffe.
Hey, but can I say this?
Yes.
Can I say this?
Yes.
Do you notice? No. I'm not saying. Do you notice that people on Kamala's side have had like bad history with the law?
Yeah.
Then the people on Trump's side that being good people. Look at it.
You notice the people that are
on Kamala's side they've been Batista and what Batista have done.
You know, the people that are most of the people that are backing her are celebrities.
Yeah. And I will talk about how George Lopez said a racist joke as well on the Democratic side. I will say that.
And then think about this.
Arnold Schwarzenegger just came out for her today.
What kind of back history or negative thing they had, like sex thing, anything about that? Oh, it was all on her side.
But we'll talk about that on Saturday on the podcast and on Appreciate Wrestling Fans. That's on Saturday. We're NXT Time with D-Walk, where we talk about NXT. Check me out on the Misfit Nation.
No, we talk about all of them.
I know.
What day is Misfit Nation? Is it Friday?
Hey. What?
Is it Friday?
No, tomorrow.
Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday.
I'm gonna pop in.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm gonna talk about the perspective of being a Puerto Rican and hearing that comment. And
Yeah.
again, here in Puerto Rico, it's fucking wild, dude. It's like you think American politics is bad. Here, it's just fucking
Whatever. Hey, look, be in the U.S. and you be blessed. And you see how bad it get.
Yeah, but here in Puerto Rico,
Especially being Flint.
yeah,
I live in Flint, Michigan, where our water bad. A certain amount of time you got to be out before you black and everything get pulled over. I've been pulled over in my driveway and all that. Come on, man. Let's talk about that.
but we'll talk about that on Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome to NXT Time with D-Walk. Make that like, subscribe, comment, and enjoy the comments that live that life. I'm already drunk. I already had 5 beers. Such is life. Thank you for D-Walk for that.
That was it?
Good.
5? Just 5?
Well,
That's it?
I had
Come
a
on, man. We
pre-beer.
alcoholics around here.
I had a pre-beer before the beer because I had to watch NXT live for 2 hours again to do the play-by-play. Again, that's the job I do. Shout out to Tim. Shout out to BX Sports Jedi Network. Shout out to Mr. Nation Podcast. Shout
Christian and Down.
Shout out to Off the Top Ropes Network. Shout out to Marlon Warlow. Warren Marlowe. Sorry.
Yeah.
And shout out to my beautiful Invisible Woman girlfriend.
Whoa.
Yes.
And shout out to all the people that made comments.
Of course. I got right here. Shout out to Brad 2024 and Kiki S. Thank you for that, sir. And ma'am.
Thank
or whoever you are. How are you to identify yourself? Live life.
No, Kiki is a man. She's like,
okay.
I'm telling
Kiki,
you, you'll be like,
thank you, Kiki. And tomorrow we will love you more. Good night.
Lace up your boots, we're about to fight. NXT in the house, bringing the hype. We walk on mic, ready to ignite. Detroit hip-hop, we take it and fly. Body slamming, the crowd's going wild. Square circle, we're the kings of the pile. NXT superstars, we're breaking the mold. This Detroit beat will never get old. Step into the ring, feel the adrenaline rush. NXT wrestlers, we're the ones they can't crush. With our moves so smooth, we're the next generation. Detroit hip-hop meets wrestling sensation. Lace up your boots, we're about to fight. NXT in the house, bringing the hype. D-Walk on the mic, ready to ignite.